I also was just recently contacted by someone who wanted me to essentially represent them in the sale of one of the Diddy tapes.
Now say what? I would not want to be Beyonce at this moment, darling. Rumor has claimed that TMZ has purchased the famed freak-off tape between her and Diddy, which was up for auction and was going to be given to the highest bidder for $20 million, with plans to leak it by the end of this year. It turns out that Beyonce and Jay-Z were attempting to purchase the tape themselves in order to prevent its release, which is why it has not been released yet. Although it was already widely known that Jay-Z and Diddy were having an affair, Beyonce's involvement was shocking. I mean, throughout her career, Miss Girl has presented the public with the most flawless version of herself. The last thing on anyone's bingo card was her reportedly appearing on a freak-off tape with Diddy. To exacerbate the situation, there are rumors that she and Jay intend to move to a different nation before the footage is released. As everyone who has spent the last few months on the internet is aware, all of these celebrities have come under fire for taking part in Diddy's freak shows. They are not just being dragged away for freaking out. Unfortunately, these are adults who are free to freak out as much as they like. People are upset about it because Diddy allegedly forced minors from other countries to serve as escorts at these parties, and these celebrities were aware of it, but you know what? They were indifferent. Actually, some unsettling pictures of all your favorite celebs having a great time were leaked by Diddy, one of the all-white freaks. Even this eerie picture of Diddy dousing these two escorts in champagne while they caressed themselves was present. The escorts were so humiliated that they even covered their faces to avoid being caught on camera. The majority of these women were unwilling to attend. According to reports, they were brought into the nation with the intention of landing a respectable career in the US, only to be forced to serve as escorts at these events. Additionally, there was a picture of one of Diddy's buddies having sex with two escorts in the pool. And do you recall that I mentioned the presence of your favorite celebrities? They featured, among others, the late Aretha Franklin, Chris Brown, Leonardo DiCaprio, Kim Kardashian, Paris Hilton, Obama, Trump, Harry, and so on. Keep in mind that these are the famous people who were photographed at this specific occasion. Therefore, you can only speculate as to who went to the other ones and what they were doing. Even though Beyonce and Jay were not in any of these pictures, they were included because in an interview, lawyer Ariel Mitchell Kid seemed to imply that she was offered the chance to assist in the sale of a freak-off tape that purportedly showed Beyonce and Diddy doing the dirty work. For those of you who do not know, Ariel is also the same attorney who is defending another of Diddy's victims who claimed that he had sexually assaulted her at a friend's house in 2018.
Oh, she called me and told me a very horrific story about her and her escape from the assault. She told me that she was at a friend's house who had industry ties and was on the phone with Diddy, and he decided to come to the house. And when he came to the house, everything was fine, that there was another woman there who we've determined to be Christina Coram, KK.
Ariel mentioned another customer who, according to her, wanted her to represent them in the sale of a freak-off tape between Diddy and a specific well-known celebrity as she was discussing all of this. According to Ariel, who saw the video firsthand, the other well-known celebrity in it is even more well-known than Diddy. Furthermore, the subject did not appear to be aware that they were being filmed.
I also was just recently contacted by someone who wanted me to essentially represent them in the sale of one of the Diddy tapes. So, which I declined that because...
Wait a minute, say that again. Say that again, back up. You're saying that there's tapes and they're being shopped?
Yes, there have been people already shopping.
We've heard about the tapes, but
yes.
The shopping thing is
Yes, there already have been tapes leaking around Hollywood, being shopped around to individuals in Hollywood. But one particular person contacted me to shop a particular video they were in possession of, and to contact the person who was in the video to see if they were interested in purchasing the video before it became a public knowledge.
I've heard this before, so like a catch and kill.
Catch and kill, correct.
Wow, can you, and I guess you can't reveal the person who is on
No, I can't explain who the person was, but Mr.
High profile?
Mr. Combs was in the tape, and this other person is, I would venture to say, more high profile than Mr. Combs.
Really? Really? And you've seen it?
I've seen stills of the video.
Okay.
So
you can verify
that it exists, that it's real, that the other person in the video is very visible. It's no question if it's that person in the video. And I can tell the video was porn. nature.
Oh my. All right. So we know that he videotaped a lot of activities at his home, did he? And it sounds like there was probably a lot of hidden cameras as well. Is that what is being talked about?
Yes, this was actually in his Atlanta home, at
Okay.
a home he had in Atlanta at one point. And it does seem that the person isn't like looking into the video, so to me, doesn't seem like that person knows they're being videotaped. It doesn't seem like they're active participant in the videotaping, like they're being surreptitiously recorded it.
Because she stated that the individual was more well-known than Diddy, some now assume it could be Beyonce, even though she did not specifically say her name. We are all aware that he is one of the most well-known celebrities in the world. Many others thought it made sense for Beyonce to appear on that tape because Jay-Z has already been linked to Diddy's shady activities. This video, which purportedly showed the baby confessing to being snagged in a secret meeting with Diddy, Beyonce, and Jay-Z at Diddy's residence, went viral around the same time, and that only strengthened the notion that Beyonce was the person on the recording. When Diddy ordered the members of Da Band to walk all the way to downtown New York to buy him a cheesecake from the cheese factory, do you guys recall that? Instead of using a car, he forced these men to walk for 4 hours to buy him some cheesecake. The cheesecake was for Beyonce, not Diddy, as Freddie P just disclosed. Beyonce allegedly informed Diddy that she wanted cheesecake. She made Diddy punish these men by making them walk for 4 hours just to deliver her that cheesecake, rather than sending someone from her staff to acquire it for her. Freddie claims that although people expected her to be upset about the humiliation Diddy caused these men for the cheesecake, she did not care.
In fact, a lot of people don't know that cheesecake we went and got was for Beyonce. She was upstairs the whole time. What we was talking about again? Hold on. Yeah, that's a fun fact. People don't know. People like, y'all walked to get a cheesecake. It was for Beyonce. I listen to everything you say as if it's a contract. So if you say, walk to the store, or walk to get me some cheesecake, I'll walk to get you some cheesecake, but I'm not walking back. And that's just what me and Darlon did. And they like, why y'all, you know, they hot. Like, y'all cheating. And we like, he told us to walk. He didn't tell us to walk back. So we already in the hotel like 3 hours before they got there. When they said they was coming, we went and met him in front of the building. And you know the first thing that nigga said out of his mouth? He said, we got the cheesecake. He was like, I don't want that shit. Take that shit upstairs for Beyonce. Then he said, they was like, yeah, man, we want to tell you, Fred and Darlon, they ain't walk back. You know, trying to be on some snitching shit. He's like, I ain't tell you niggas to walk back.
Word on the street is that the tape that lawyer Ariel was discussing has finally been sold to TMZ for an estimated $20 million, which is where things get really ugly. Since it is against the law to release material about people without their permission, TMZ is unable to release this tape. However, it appears that they want to sell it to someone else for more money than they paid for it, who would probably leak it to the public. Beyonce has supposedly been considering suicide because she cannot handle the shame that would follow the release of that footage, according to a source close to the singer who recently fueled these claims. Additionally, the source attested to the veracity of the claims that she was moving abroad. According to the source, industry insiders have been whispering about this for a while. Singer has threatened to flee the country multiple times. She's done with the control, the pressure, and the handlers who make every decision for her. They're afraid she'll leave without notice, and they're right to be. The singer suffers from depression and has thoughts. Her team sees her as a danger to herself, but what they're really afraid of is losing their cash cow. They've kept her under control for years, but they won't be able to much longer. She's on the verge of rebelling. She's fed up with her mother's control. She's tired of her husband's influence. The source added, she's questioning her finances and demanding an audit. Here's the truth. She doesn't want to work like this anymore. The singer is exhausted mentally, physically, and emotionally. She's been doing this for decades, and she just wants to relax, rest, and finally live life on her own terms. But her team and family won't let her. She didn't even want to do this tour, but she's doing it for 2 reasons: to reach a specific financial goal that will let her escape for good, and because her family and label are pushing her to work while she still can. Yes, this is why the tickets were so expensive. Yes, this is why she's suddenly diversifying her business moves. Yes, this is why she's quietly buying property outside the US lawsuits are coming. Her finances aren't adding up. She's been spending more than she's making, and she's terrified of being trapped in the cycle forever. She just wants peace. She wants to slow down, step back, and not have to grind anymore. But the people around her won't let her stop working. But here's the real tea. She knows what happened to her idol when he tried to break free. She's afraid of the same fate. state. That's why she's quietly making moves, setting up her escape, and ensuring that when she finally disappears, she won't be forced to come back. I'm just saying, if she suddenly cancels shows or starts spending more time overseas, just know it's not just for fun. Believe what you want, but when it all comes out, remember this post. Who is the purported source of all this information? You must therefore be cautious about it. However, if any of this is accurate, Beyonce's situation is going to get pretty nasty. People had their own opinions as usual, such as this one who stated, "I hope TMZ has deep pockets to buy all of the big celebrity tapes to show every last one of them. Even better if Beyonce, Kardashians, major stars, or musicians are involved." Steve Harvey is very worried. Another person said this is why she is focusing on her brand and collaborations. She knows this may happen and it allows people to become distracted and her to gain some quick contracts in the meantime. All of this is damaging to both her and her husband, so it's typical that she works harder and ignores it. Now though, I would want to hear your opinions. How do you feel about the claim that Beyonce is on that Diddy tape? Do you guys think that TMZ actually paid $20 million for it? Please share your opinions in the space provided below, and remember to click here to view this additional nasty video.